Today we're going to talk about cosmetic tattooing of eyebrows and eyeliner. Hello lovelies, thank you so much for joining me today. If we haven't met before, my name's Michelle, I'm an artist and hand weaver, and this video is nothing like what I usually post. When I first started my channel a couple of years ago, I asked if anyone had any requests, and I did get a request to talk about my cosmetic tattooing. So I'm finally getting around to doing this video. The reason I didn't do it back then was because I hadn't had it done for quite a while. So I thought I would wait until I actually got my eyebrows redone, and then I can actually show you what they look like straight after and then chat about it from there. So I'm finally getting around to it now. So thank you so much to Nat from Perth for requesting this video, and I'm going to start the video with a bit of a disclaimer. I am not looking for natural brows at all, okay? So in case you're looking at me thinking, why would I take your word for anything? Your brows look ridiculous. You know, I've got a very distinct style. I like my eyebrows to look like this. They're very Susie and the Banshees inspired. I've drawn them in like this since I was a teenager, and so about 10-15 years ago I decided to get them tattooed on permanently because I was just sick of drawing them on. So I guess the number one thing I would say to you is maybe don't go for anything too extreme if you don't know your own style. So that's a very good tip for that one. Most cosmetic tattooing that you see these days is very, very natural looking. So really most people work with the shape of your natural brows, and most of the time you can't even tell that they've been tattooed. So my example is very unique, but I'm just giving you my experience of what I've had done over the last 10-15 years. So there are two types of cosmetic tattooing. There's the most popular type at the moment is microblading, and that literally is using a tiny little blade, and then the ink is kind of put through the cut that the blade is making. Yes, that sounds disgusting. The other type is what I use, which they use a machine which is very, very similar to a traditional tattoo machine. So it's a tiny little needle going up and down in the same way that traditional tattoos are done. Both these methods use semi-permanent ink. That is the main difference between normal tattoos and cosmetic tattooing. The semi-permanent ink not only fades nicely, but also, you know, you don't want it to be permanent because your face could change, you could change your mind. I mean, mine have pretty much stayed the same over the last 15 years, but they may have changed a little bit. Like I think they're a little bit thicker than they were, say 10 years ago, but semi-permanent ink is perfect for that. Also, I get black, and I think that, I mean, while all my tattoos are in black as well, and they've, you know, faded beautifully, there's not that guarantee on your face that it'll fade to a nice color. So some black inks fade to like a bluey black or a greeny black. So with the semi-permanent ink, they tend to fade more nicely as well. Now, it's all personal preference which type of tattooing that you choose. I have had microblading done once, and that was my very first time about 15 years ago, and I didn't like it at all. I guess the thing to think about microblading is they cut way deeper than they need to, and so the healing time is longer. Also, I've heard that it can also leave scars as well because they cut so deeply. Personally, I prefer the machine, the tattoo machine. I'm not sure what the actual name of it is, but I prefer it because it does give a neater finish. There's also more control. So my artists can do a microblading, I think they call it feathering look, where it looks like they're making lines to make it look very, very natural. She can achieve that using the same machine as people can do the microblading. So if you see the microblading, you can really tell they're very much lines. So it's a look. I'm sure you know what I mean. If you go on Instagram, most of them are microbladed, and you'll see there'll be like lines around the eyebrows. If you really like that look, your practitioner can achieve that with the machine as well. So really it's up to you. I mean, it is more difficult to find practitioners who use the machine, but in my opinion, it's completely worth it. If you like the microblading, by all means go ahead. Just be aware that it could take a little bit longer to heal. So what I'm going to do now is show you some footage of before I went to my appointment, and then after I went to my appointment, and then a few days after I'd been to my appointment. So it's the 18th of February 2022, and I'm just documenting that I'm going to get my eyebrows done today. And let me do a close-up. I'm not wearing any other makeup, so you can see the eyebrows and the eyeliner are both tattooed. My eyebrows haven't been done since January 2018, which is a long time to leave it. I normally get them done every couple of years, but the eyeliner hasn't been done since September 2014. So that's, again, a long time actually that it's lasted, and it's only just above the eyeline that has faded. The wings, as you can see, look really good. So yeah, this is what it looks like faded. Now, when I go out, I do darken my eyebrows because I like them looking very unnatural and quite dark. But when I get them done today, they are going to look crazy black, but they will fade as they heal. So I'm just showing you the before, and I will show you what they look like after. I just got home and they do look very black. This look won't last for very long, probably about a week. It will start to get scabs on it, which sounds disgusting, but you probably won't even be able to notice. It will just look dark like this until it heals, and then it will be a bit lighter, but hopefully not too much lighter, because I actually quite like black brows. So I'll keep you up to date. Day 5 of my eyebrows, and you may be able to see that they're starting to come off. Well, the eyebrows aren't coming off, but the the outer layer is starting to come off. Let me show you. So they're looking a little bit crusty. This, I would say, is the worst phase of the eyebrows, when they're looking really uneven and they're looking quite awful. Luckily, I'm working from home at the moment, so I can hide out here. But probably in the next few days, these remaining bits will finish coming off, and then I should be left with beautiful, lovely brows. I'll show you a bit more of a close-up. You can see, it's hard on my phone, but yeah, you can see these bits are the finished, and the darker bits are, if you touch them, they're quite hard. They're kind of the dare I say, scabby bits. Ew, that sounds disgusting, but you get the idea. Of course, if you have a natural looking brow, you're not going to get this kind of healing that I'm having. It's only because I've got really thick black block of color. That's when you can see more of the healing process going on. But when you have more of a natural looking brow, then you are going to have much less healing, and you're probably not even going to be able to notice all that much. Now, depending on how well the practitioner has done your brows, sometimes they will need a touch-up 4 to 6 weeks after. But with these ones, I'm not even going to bother getting them touched up. They look really, really good as they are. So I'll leave details below of where I visited. It was Pro Skin in Adelaide in the city, and Caroline was absolutely amazing. Not sponsored, I'm just letting you know, if you're looking for a good practitioner, it's always good to go by recommendations as well. And I guess that's the other point. If you're looking for a practitioner, make sure you check reviews, make sure you check even Instagram, see what other people have had done. Recommendations are always a really good idea. I saw the same lady, Derilee, for years, probably about 12 years, but she just stopped practicing. So she's the one who recommended me to see Caroline, and she's done a fantastic job. Now for aftercare, I must confess, I don't do what I'm told because I don't use chemicals on my skin. So I was given an after balm cream. A lot of people use bepanthen, and I'm not into that because it's all petroleum based, and I don't use that on my skin. So personally, I use a 100% natural tattoo balm, which a lot of hipster tattooers seem to be using anyway these days, or just plain coconut oil. So I've always done that. I do that with all my tattoos as well. I use coconut oil or macadamia oil. I don't put any chemicals on there at all, and they seem to stay really black. As you can see on my normal tattoos, they seem to heal very well, and they seem to keep their ink very nicely as well. So yeah, I always stay 100% natural. There is more of a trend these days to, you know, create tattoo balms that are 100% natural. A lot of them are shea butter based or they're coconut oil based. So that's a really good thing. But basically what they usually say is to, in the first 24 hours, I think, is to put the balm on the eyebrows and make sure you do it about 4 times a day to keep them moist while they're healing. I'm still doing that as well, and it's been 4 weeks. It's just something that I do every morning. I just put on that oil. At the moment I'm using macadamia oil just to make sure they're still healing, because even after 4 weeks, I'm pretty sure they're healed by now, but I make sure I look after them. Also, make sure that you wear sunscreen so that you're not fading them. And if you do use any lightening products or anything like that, don't put them on the actual tattoo, because you could lighten them as well. So for pricing, it's going to be different whatever country that you live in. I'm here in Adelaide, South Australia. So for me, I've noticed that prices range from anywhere between $400 and $550 for a session. Now, some practitioners, if they're just touching up, after a year or 2, they will charge half price. So when you go and get your quote, or if you go and investigate certain practitioners, maybe check with them to see whether they do that. I went to visit one practitioner and she said, no, it's $550. It doesn't matter if you come after 5 years or after 1 year. Even if you're just going over what's already there, she's still going to charge $550. And I thought, that's not right. So my practitioner now, she does charge half price if you come within a certain time frame. So it encourages you to keep getting them done. Yeah, definitely. It's something to check out first. On the website, if they've got their full price list, I always preferred that as well, because it means they're very open and honest with what they're doing. So it always pays to ask. Just look a little bit forward into the future, because if you love your brows like this, you're going to want to keep getting them done, and you're going to want to know what you're in for price-wise. Also, some people ask me if I keep my eyebrows underneath. Now, again, this is going to be different for everyone, because I'm not going for a natural look. My natural eyebrows are pretty pale. So I shaved them off because they actually make my eyebrows look lighter. So I just shaved them off. I don't have any eyebrows under there at all. But if you're looking for a more natural look, then they do encourage you to keep your eyebrows, and they just do the tattooing around your natural eyebrows. That way you can't even tell that they've been tattooed. It just looks like you've either got makeup on or you've just got beautiful, even, full brows. So that's, again, personal choice. Another question I get asked is, does it hurt? And look, with cosmetic tattooing, they usually use numbing cream. So no, you can't feel a thing. The one thing I will say though is my eyeliner. My eyeliner hurt like you would not believe. Eyebrows, I feel nothing, but the eyeliner, whoa baby, that was super painful, and that's why I haven't had them done again since 2014. But Caroline assures me the way she does them, she doesn't think they're going to hurt. So I will be brave in the next 12 months and get my eyeliner redone. I mean, it still looks really good. You can see the wing is still really nice and black, even after that many years. But on the upper eyelid, that's faded off quite a bit. So I do need to get them done again. But yeah, that's a little more painful. I've heard that lips are also quite painful, but I have never had that done, so I can't tell you. But they do use numbing cream, so it's not as bad as getting traditional tattoos. Although saying that, none of my tattoos have really hurt very much, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. Even my chest tattoo didn't really hurt much at all, just tiny little bits of it did. So I would say the eyeliner was worse than any of those. But eyebrows, you won't feel a thing. So as long as your practitioner uses the numbing cream and uses it throughout the time that they are doing the procedure, then you'll be completely fine. So those are the questions that I normally get asked about cosmetic tattooing. I guess if I have any other advice, it's really about knowing yourself. So if you know your own style and you are always drawing your eyebrows in every single day and you are sick of it, then I would highly recommend cosmetic tattooing. Also, if you get a bit older, it's also a good reason to get it because your eyebrows do thin out as you get older. And I'll tell you a secret, the reason I got my eyeliner tattooed is because once I hit 40, I was getting those wrinkles around here that my eyeliner wasn't staying on all day like it used to. So the cosmetic tattooed eyeliner, it's amazing. And I can go without makeup most days and people think I've got a full face of makeup on because my eyes are all done. So there are good reasons to get them done. I mean, obviously, if you are someone who has a very natural look, you probably wouldn't even bother about eyeliner or lips or anything like that. You might just want your eyebrows done in a natural manner, and it's completely up to you. But you know what? It's been one of the best investments I have ever made. It has reduced my time getting ready in the morning. It is just amazing. And you know what? I never need to worry about getting my eyebrows looking even or getting my eyeliner looking even. And I've had so many people say, wow, you must be so good at makeup. You know, it just looks so perfect. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, I'm really bad at makeup actually. But the cosmetic tattooing has really helped in all of these ways. So it's completely up to you and your lifestyle. But yeah, I would 100% recommend, as long as you have the right practitioner. Just adding that at the end. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got a lot out of it. And the next video will be back to my normal programming of, you know, creative inspiration and motivation. So if that sounds like something that you enjoy, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.